my channel. I am back today with a makeup tutorial on the look that you see on my face right now. For today's video, I actually had no idea what look I was going for, which is very unlike me. For the most part, whenever I sit down to film or I sit down to do my makeup, I kind of already know what look I'm going to do, what look I'm going for. If I want to, try a different technique, I'm pretty OCD, I'm a little bit on the perfectionist side, so I always have an idea of what I wanted to film. But lately I've been trying to work a little bit more on myself and a little bit more on my mental health, if you can say that. So I just pretty much laid out a bunch of products in front of me, products that I wanted to use, and I just went with the flow and I created what I wanted to create. And that was that. This is a look that I came up with. I ended up really liking it. I think it's beautiful. It's very glowy. And this is a perfect look for a night out of fun, or if you want to go out to lunch with your girls, your friends. You can wear this anywhere. As always, you can always customize any makeup look by making it more dramatic or less dramatic. You do you. This is what I came up with and I really like it. I'm also going to have everything linked in the description box as well as this top. I know I'm going to get questions on my top, so I'm going to have that linked down below. And yeah, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys enjoy the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe before you guys go, and I'll see you very soon with another video. Bye!
Alrighty, you guys, let's get started. So we are going to start off by priming our eyelids. You guys know I always like to use a concealer. I just feel like it lasts longer and it looks more natural and it's less cakey than a kind of paint pot sort of base. And I'm going to be taking the Becca Aqua Luminous Concealer to do this particular step. And then I'm going to set that base with a powder. I am using the shade Vanilla from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit. The first eyeshadow I am going to be taking is Bake Sale from Makeup Geek. This is one of their newest matte shadows that they released a couple months ago, but it's still very new. I'm going to take this with a Sigma E40 blending brush, and I'm going to begin to pack this all over my crease, and this is going to be our transition shade. So I am focusing the color in the outer corner, and then I'm bringing it towards the inner corner. I want it to be just as intense in the outer corner as it is in the inner corner. Next shade I'm taking is Cocoa Bear. Cocoa Bear is definitely one of Makeup Geek's bestseller. It's one of the most popular shadows, and it is so for a reason because it is so beautiful. It's a very warm red based shadow. I'm going to take this with a smaller blending brush, and again I'm going to do the same steps, taking it from the inner corner to the outer corner, making it just as intense in the inner and the outer corner. Next I'm going to take Cabin Fever. This is also by Makeup Geek. It's a Makeup Geek day. What can I say? So I'm going to take this, and again I'm going to place it a little bit lower on my crease, but still concentrating the color in the inner and in the outer corner and in that middle crease. Cabin Fever is a little bit darker than Cocoa Bear. It's in the same family, just a bit darker. I'm going to go back in with that first fluffy brush, the one that we used for our transition shade, and I'm going to blend out all the edges. Now moving on to the lid color, I am going to take this Naked Cosmetics trio that we received in last month's BoxyCharm. I'm going to take the purpley cranberry shade, and I'm going to begin to pack this all over my lid, and I'm using the Makeup Geek foiled shadow brush, and I'm going to pack this all over my entire lid. These colors are very nice. They're very pigmented. They are pressed pigment, so you are definitely going to get fallout, but you are also going to get a ton of pigmentation. So I'm going to apply that all over the lid, and then I'm going to go back in with that brush that we used in the crease just to kind of blend everything out. So then to add to dimension to the look, I took the orange shade that's in that trio and I packed this right in the center of the lid. But as you guys can notice, I am not taking this color all the way up to the crease. I'm keeping the color in the center but pretty low. I'm not taking it up too high. Even though that orange shade was very beautiful, I still wasn't feeling it. I wanted something to be a little bit more intense and a little bit more pigmented. So I took the Nikki Tutorials highlight in collaboration with OFRA Cosmetics, and I popped this right in the center, and as you guys can see, it completely takes that eyeshadow to a completely different level, and I just said completely twice, but I'm really excited about this. And then I took that blending brush one more time and I blended everything out. I went ahead and grabbed a makeup wipe and I wiped off all of the excess. Since we did work with some pressed pigment, fallout is always gonna happen. So then moving on to skin, I am going to go ahead and take the Kim Tai Wonderlush moisturizer in collaboration with OFRA. I'm going to put that in my skin. I'm going to let that sink in for 20 minutes. And while I wait for that, I'm actually going to go ahead and pop on some lashes. Today I use the OG lashes in the style Daniela. So back to the face, I am going to take the Hourglass Mineral Veil Primer and I'm going to put this all over the skin. And then I'm going to take the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. We also received this in this one's BoxyCharm. This is not a sponsored video by BoxyCharm. I just wanted to use everything that I got in my box, just so that you guys can see that the products are usable and that you can, you know, get a lot of use out of them. So moving on, I am going to go back in with that Becca concealer and I'm going to put this under the eyes. Lately, I've been having really bad dark circles and a lot of breakouts. So what I've been doing is I add a thin layer of concealer first to the areas that need a little bit more coverage because I've been trying to do a less heavy foundation application. So I go in with a small layer of concealer in the areas that I need more coverage. I blend it out with my damp sponge and then I go in and I apply my foundation. So, and this concealer is very light, so I think it goes perfect because it doesn't look cakey or anything, and it's the perfect base when you go in with your foundation. So moving on to the foundation, I am going to be using the Makeup Forever HD Stick foundation. I have been loving this foundation recently. I just feel like it's very full coverage, but it's also very dewy and it looks very natural in my opinion. At least on my skin, it looks very nice and dewy and natural. It doesn't look heavy at all. And then I did blend it in with the Tarte Flawless Foundation brush. I love this brush. I used to use this brush all the time when I first started doing videos, and it's still one of my favorites, honestly, because it's so big, so it covers a lot. I'm going to take a little bit of the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk with the Marc Jacobs Do You drops. And I'm going to just add a thin layer of this because I was going for a very glowy complexion. I definitely wanted the skin to be very nice and dewy and glowing. And this combination with the Luminous Silk and the Marc Jacobs Do You serum, it's perfect. So I'm going to quickly go ahead and do my brows. I do have a brow tutorial that I will have linked down below. And then I'm going to move on to concealer. For concealer today, I am using the Kevyn Aucoin Central Skin Enhancer in SX05. I'm going to put this under the eyes with a brush. I feel like that's how the concealer applies best because you can really move it around and you can use every single drop that you put in that brush. Because if you go in with the Beauty Blender, you can definitely get a cakey look and the concealer will crease. I feel like by using a brush, you get a little bit more control of where you want the application to be and how thin you want the concealer to be as well. I'm going to go ahead and blend that concealer out with a damp sponge, with a damp beauty blender. I love this concealer, but if you have oily skin, you're not going to like it. I think this is the perfect concealer for normal to dry skin. If you have oily skin, this is not going to be your favorite because it will crease if you don't set it properly. I'm going to go in with the Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder, and I'm going to apply a very thin layer all over my skin just to kind of set the foundation and to set everything in place. And then I'm going to go in with the Kat Von D Petal Brightening Powder, and I'm going to use this under the eyes to set that concealer. I love, love, love this powder because it also brightens up a lot under the eyes. And since I do have dark circles, I kind of find myself under the eyes looking a little bit grayish. So I love the fact that this powder kind of just sets everything in place. I also added a little bit to the forehead and the chin just to kind of balance everything out. So for the under eyes, I am going with a flat definer brush and that purple shadow, once again, the purple shadow that we applied all over the lid. And then I'm going to take that copper shadow and I'm going to apply this in the center of the bottom lash line. So right in the center, I am going to pop that copper shade. I'm going to line my waterline with the Maybelline Gel Liner Fluid, the black gel liner that comes in the pot. And then I'm going to give my bottom lashes a coat of mascara. And we're back to the face. So for bronzer, I am going to take the Makeup Forever Pro Fusion Bronzer. I have the shade 35i, and I'm going to apply this all over the perimeter of my face. I'm really going to bronze the skin. I love this particular bronzer because it's very nice and light. It doesn't look muddy. It's beautiful. For their bronze slash contour, I am going to be taking the Anastasia Beverly Hills contour shade in the shade Fawn, and I'm going to take it with this Morphe fan brush that we just received in the BoxyCharm, in last month's BoxyCharm. I love this brush. This is probably my favorite brush at the moment. I'm going to use the brush to apply this color in the hollows of the cheeks and up in the forehead, and this brush makes it so easy to apply because since it is a fan brush and it is kind of like very slim, it's going to make sure that you get really nice in that hollows of the cheeks. And I also take it towards the jawline just to kind of carve everything out, and then to even carve it out some more, I'm going to take a little bit of translucent setting powder and I'm going to apply this under that contour slash bronzer, but I'm not going to leave it there for long. As soon as I apply it, I am going to wipe it off because I don't want a really structured contour. I just wanted to clean it up a little bit, but I don't want anything that's too harsh. So moving on to blush, I am going to be taking my favorite blush ever. This is Cargo's Tonga. You guys know, if you have been following me from the very beginning, you know that this is my go-to blush. I have been obsessed with this blush for such a long time and I love it. It's the perfect peachy pinky blush. It's my favorite. Next, I am going to be taking the OFRA makeup fixer and I'm going to be applying that all over the skin. Lately, I have been doing this before I go in with highlight because I feel like it makes the highlight go on a lot smoother and more intense, and I love it. So for highlight, I am going to be taking the Nikki Tutorials highlight in collaboration with OFRA. I'm going to be taking that golden shade and I'm going to apply that in the tops of the cheekbones, and I'm also going to be applying it towards the arch of the brow. I'm also going to take it in the chin, Cupid's bow, and also in the tip of the nose. This highlight is very beautiful. It's definitely super intense, but I like the fact that it's intense, but it doesn't accentuate texture, which is my favorite. And then I'm going to go back in with the white shade from the palette. I'm going to pack this right on top, and as you guys can see, it really intensifies it. I'm also going to take that white shade and I'm going to pop it in the inner corner, and I also applied it in the brow bone. I just don't know what happened to the clip, but I did apply some to my brow bone. Next, I am going to take the ColourPop lippy stick in the shade Aquarius, and I'm going to line my lips. I'm going to fill in my lips with the new Marc Jacobs. This is their new cream stains in the color Yours to Try. I love this color. This is like my perfect nude. And then I'm going to go in with the new Estee Lauder Pure Color Love. This is in the shade Naked City 140. It's my favorite nude at the moment. Like, I literally wear that color every single day. And then I am going to top everything off with the Bite Beauty Honey Lip Gloss. I feel like this lip gloss just ties the whole entire lip combo. It's perfect. And that's it. I'm going to go ahead and spray some more of my makeup fixer, and you are pretty much done. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I love you, and I'll see you very soon with another video. Bye.